Welcome to the episode where we welcome Ben's mom. Ben, give the intro.
It's about not being afraid to have hard conversations where someone's going to be disappointed or someone's going to be scared, or it might be the end.
This week, we sat down with my mom, Beverly Teller, who is an amazing therapist, to talk about how you know when a relationship is right, why the conversations we avoid are often the ones we need most, and the fears that quietly shape who we choose and how we love.
I've always had the fear of ending up in a marriage and a relationship where I'm unhappy, where I feel trapped.
Take the big, bold, risky move. If it doesn't work out, okay. But what happened? Heartbreak? Grief? Sadness? Well, welcome to life.
The world needs free therapy. I'm Ben.
And I'm Kevin. Welcome to Free Therapy.
Okay, so I don't know anything about what we're talking about or not talking about. So you guys, I'm just going to be me.
I just want us to go, dude. I don't want...
I love you.
So you guys are going to have to
This is the episode's already started.
No, I want
This is
to
the
do my
episode.
No.
But you guys are going to have to edit out because I'm just going to be me as how I would ask you.
It's funny. This is funny how we would start the
This
episode.
is the beginning
We're
of the
just
episode.
arguing. No,
Welcome
this is
to the
like-
episode
this is it.
where we welcome Beverly Teller, Ben's mom, to Free Therapy. Ben, give the intro.
there
So
is
true.
If there's one person who has been the most requested on this podcast since day one,
That's not
everyone.
true.
When's your mom coming on? Ben, when's your mom coming?
True.
It's pretty much Esther Perel and Beverly
Yeah,
Teller.
they're literally it's like, oh no, we forgot it. Terry Real, Esther Perel, Beverly
You
Teller.
guys are ridiculous.
I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
So everyone, this is my mom. Mom, say hi. You know, I've known my mom for 37 years now, and she's been, an important piece of my life.
Nice.
And I'm really excited for everybody to get to know her. And I'm also excited for everyone who already knows you
Yeah.
to see you in your element. Because people tell me all the time how good of a therapist you are, how good of a listener you are, how good of a friend you are. And it's such a gift that I have a mom as a therapist. Growing up, I did not feel that way. I was like, this sucks. And I was like 10, 12, 15. I'm like, Mom, stop therapizing me. Right? But I was young and I was
You
just,
didn't actually say that then. You said it when you were older.
when I was like 20.
Yeah, you were older when you started to say that.
All right.
I'm
Feels like
just
yesterday.
saying.
It feels like a long time ago.
Yes.
Because there came a point in our relationship where I was like, wait, this is like the coolest thing ever, because my mom has this wisdom of life and then actual practice.
Start to cry.
And I'm not trying, yeah. But it's true because I'm 37 now. My brother's 34. Kevin's 34. My older brother's 44. Everyone that my mom touches when it comes to her love for you, she is able to just make you feel seen in whatever you're going through, and she makes you feel more connected. I could list the names of everybody.
I appreciate you saying that. I'm not sure that's true, but I really appreciate you saying that. And what it means is that's true for you, and that's what matters. I care that that's true for you.
I disagree. Everyone feels it.
I can also say, I can give another perspective that a lot of the inspiration, even around the show,
Oh.
goes back to some of those early days 3 years ago when we'd come over your house for dinner or for lunch, and we would just start talking. I would just get free therapy. And this was post my breakup
Yeah.
of my 2-year relationship. But you also saw me so much.
Yeah.
And you helped me a lot,
Oh, it's
whether it was in that relationship, after that relationship, and in that transition and moving through. And I agree with Ben. You
That's
really
sweet.
are a very, you're a force. I think what you do really well, Bev, is that you not only have a really beautiful perspective, but you also are an awakening force in people, because you're so real and yourself that you force people to confront what's real inside of them.
Mm.
It's not always what you say, but it's what you light up to.
Mm.
You made me go either I agree with that or no, I actually feel like this. You would awaken that in me.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
that's really well said. And in the way that I really appreciate that, because it's important to say that in those moments, in those conversations, I'm not a therapist. I'm not in my therapist mode. I'm
For
just
sure.
in me mode.
Yeah.
And I'm just talking to people that I care about, which sort of makes the point of what the two of you are doing, that therapy doesn't have to be with a therapist, with a client, in the room, one-on-one. It's anything that lights you up or transports you or has you thinking in a different way, that's essentially therapeutic. And friends can do that for friends. Community members can do that for community members. Children can do that for parents. Parents can do that for children. Friends do that for friends.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of taking therapy outside of a one-on-one in the room because lots of things are therapeutic.
Mm.
So yeah, that's a really good reframe.
Yeah.
Right? Therapy feels like a lot of pressure. Do I have to go to therapy? Well, it's like,
Yeah.
or you could just start opening up to people in your life, doing things outside of your comfort zone, learning about yourself, because it can be a
Yeah.
therapeutic experience for you.
Yeah, something that transports you, something that moves you, something that has you thinking something different, something that has you behaving a little bit different or trying something out differently, or being more vulnerable, opening yourself up to something. I just, I think all my friends do that for me if I'm willing to show up and be honest and open and vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into what we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Kev and I have been really trying to prep this episode in a way where, like, what is something that we do naturally as a group of three outside of the pod? What's the one thing, Mom, we talk about the most, us three?
Relationships.
Relationships.
It's always relationships. Always.
What did we always talk about?
Relationships.
Every single day we'd come to your house.
But what else is there? Like,
Yeah.
that's what's
Life.
important,
Yeah, it's
like
true.
connections, relationships. But I just want to say, this isn't therapy. Like, what I do with the
We-
two of you
we know.
is not
Oh, they know.
therapy.
We know too.
Okay.
And by the way, in the
Good
description,
disclaimer.
and
Because it's important to me.
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
we know it's
The
not.
way I talk to the two of you is often the way I talk in the room, but you two are family,
Yeah.
like, and we talk differently.
Yes.
That I just want to say, this isn't therapy.
This isn't how you would talk exactly to a client.
Maybe not exactly, maybe somebody I know really, really well, but I think the more casual therapy is, the better it is.
Yeah.
This is very casual.
Yeah. I think this is a beautiful topic to talk about because,
Yeah.
Again, we started these conversations in that transitional point
Yeah.
where I was coming out of a relationship. It was a beautiful relationship, but also wasn't the right one for me.
Right.
And we had so many conversations around how do you know if a relationship is right for you?
Mm.
And who do you have to become to be in the right relationship for you?
Wait, what does that mean? Who do you have to become?
Who
What
do you have to
com-
become?
What do you have to compromise, or what do you have to?
Could be, what do you have to compromise? Maybe what expectations do you have that are realistic and unreasonable?
And based upon something that is about you that doesn't really belong in the relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also, how do you have to be showing up in your life
Yeah.
to attract the relationship you want, or to, if you're in a relationship, to get the relationship to a place where you're happy and excited about it,
Mm.
I think that was a lot of the conversations we had.
Yeah, and I just want to say it happened during and before too. Like, it wasn't just at the ending. It was like, I remember, and I'm not sure if this is okay to say.
Yeah.
But I
Share
remember-
anything and I'll.
Okay, I remember talking to each of you in the relationship
Yeah.
around both of you really wanting the relationship to work.
Yeah.
And trying to understand what was your individual part that was interfering with the actual entity of the relationship, and what was something that was important that you wanted, that you shouldn't compromise. Like, there was all this parsing out, like understanding what was mine, what is the relationship, what should we be working towards, and what should I be letting go because it's not realistic in a relationship. Do you remember all that too?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because after we broke up, I remember you saying to me, like, Kev, like, what are you wanting
Totally.
in your relationship that you weren't getting?
Right.
Because she was great. She was a great person.
Totally.
She'll be a great mother. She's a great partner. She's a great person.
Totally she is.
I just felt like we weren't for each other the right match.
Right. And I think,
And-
to be honest, you both thought you weren't for
Exactly.
each
Yeah,
other.
yeah. I
Which
agree.
is a lovely way that you guys both got to at the end of the relationship, in this really honest, communicative way where you both sort of ultimately, maybe not in the immediate breakup, but ultimately you both got to that understanding that we are good people.
Yeah.
But we weren't right for each other.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy to get there.
No, yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Um,
And I remember that asking.
But I remember you asking
Yeah.
me, what are you looking for that wasn't here? And I remember actually sharing things.
Mhm.
And I looked back on some notes and some journals, and
Mm.
there were some things that I shared around the energy of the person for me,
Yeah.
a warmth, a sort of a joie de vivre maybe that I live with,
Yeah.
and looking for that in my partner.
Mm.
And it was a list of things. I mean, there
Do you
was,
remember the list? Are you going to say it?
yeah, I could share it.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember this.
There was a level of like emotional intelligence, depth, and spirituality that I desired.
That spirituality was a big piece for you.
Big piece.
Yeah.
And the other big one was kind of like the play of life. I play a lot in life. I do accents, and I just like dance in this. I talk to strangers all the time. There's like I'm that kind of person. I'm like talking to the guy on the sidewalk for 20 minutes, and like that's just how I live my life. And I wanted more of that in my life, and I felt like my relationship was a big part of that. Those are some of the big ones, you know. And then the first one I shared, the sort of the warmth, the energy. And I remember you sharing. No, I remember you sharing at that time. Hey, Kev, do you think you're being realistic?
And what you wanted a relationship to do for you.
Exactly.
I remember that. Yeah. Like you wanted it to be something for you.
Yeah. Yes. That's a good way. Yeah.
But that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's the only reason we're in relationships, because we wanted to do something for us. Or why be in a relationship in some way? To make us better, to, give us something we don't have otherwise, or something we want to grow in ourselves. There's lots of reasons to go for a relationship. And I remember that, you wanting it to be something for you, or to enhance more of you almost. Is that accurate, Kev?
Yeah, I think I would say to bring out a part of me.
Yeah, more of you.
More of me. More of the parts of me that I knew I was.
Yes.
I think more of the best parts of me.
Yeah.
And a relationship where I felt like would expand sort of not only me, but like what I'm doing and creating in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having my relationship be part of that. I think that's important to me, because I work off people a lot. Like I'm inspired by other people, and so like for that to be my relationship and the things that I'm creating was important to me.
I just want to clarify that, because that's like a little new for me.
Okay.
And so I just want to name it more. So what you're saying is there is a version of me that I like bringing into the world that's really important to me.
Yeah.
And I want my partner to enhance and to help me grow and to be more of that version of me. Not like it's their responsibility, but I want like more permission and more like to be part of that almost.
Yeah. What I think of it as is that their own existence in that way gives me permission to live more of me in my own way. And that becomes a co-creation. Like if they are their free-spirited, loving, playful, ecstatic self, it gives me permission in my own way to be my loving, free-spirited, ecstatic, playful self.
So can I ask a question about that?
Yeah.
I love that so much, the way you described it, different than when I was thinking about it. So I love that. Did you feel sometimes judged so you couldn't be more?
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
So
because that wasn't her. She was her own amazing self.
But it felt like when you were doing you in the way that
I wasn't able to.
You weren't, because it felt because she wasn't the same or thought about it differently. You felt a little judgment.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
made it less possible,
or just less comfortable doing it myself. And the judgment's
probably,
a part of that.
Yeah, probably.
And I think the question that I love to explore.
I didn't know that. I love knowing.
You didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Interesting.
I love that. Ken.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And I think what's really interesting to explore today is this question of, because after that happened,
yes,
I had a hope, but I also asked myself that question a lot. Am I being unrealistic? Because I had never met anyone like what I was describing. So I thought, am I actually being unrealistic? Is Bev right? Like I thought that a lot.
Oh wait, I was a question. It wasn't.
No, I know. You're right. That was a question.
It was a question. It wasn't that you were being unrealistic.
Correct.
Okay.
I would ask myself that question a lot because
is this realistic?
I didn't know if I was being unrealistic.
Yeah.
How do I know if I'm being too selective, too picky? Or if I'm actually holding myself to a vision in my relationship and in love that I actually deserve, or that is part of what I'm meant for. What do you think, Benny? I want to know what you think, Ben.
That's a big question, Kev.
It's a big question. I think it's a question a lot of people ask themselves, though.
I don't think you ever know for sure. I don't think you ever actually know, because every love is different.
Mm.
Every love with every person you have is going to bring out things in you that you didn't know were possible. And there's always going to be some things that maybe you're yearning for. Because I think it's very hard to know exactly what you need until you're in these relationships. And so I think it comes down to what you did earlier, which was like, what are the things that I really, really need for myself in a relationship? What are the things that I cannot live without? And what are the things I can choose to live with?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you have those things for you, because you're in relationships and you learn, you then can decide and you can evaluate in that relationship. And then you can choose to move on or stay in it. And then I also think that when you're in that relationship, you also get an opportunity to share that with the person you love, the things that you really need and want that maybe aren't at your expected standards for yourself or for the way you thought it would be. And I think you give the person the opportunity to see that.
Yeah.
And then what?
I think another way to say it would be like share your vision for your relationship.
Yeah, totally.
Share your hope for the relationship.
Totally.
Yeah, and then you give that person an opportunity
Yeah.
to become more of that thing that you need or
Yeah.
want or desire.
Because I think that whole thing is like, do people change? And it's like, it's not about that. It's about love. Love expands you, right? I believe that love is expansive, right? It makes you grow into the person you should be. It shows a mirror to the problems that you have. My therapist says this all the time. He goes, love is less about compatibility. It's more about the mutuality of impact that each other has,
Mutuality of impact.
that you have on each other's life.
Mm.
Because if you are helping somebody be a better version of themselves, that is way more profound than someone who is exactly, the things that you think you need. Because what you need is very based off of like how you were raised.
I love
I love that
so
too.
much.
That's so
You were actually
good.
describing that.
Yeah, I was. That's exactly.
It goes right
That's-
back to what you were
it
describing.
is.
I love that.
Wow, I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It is.
So this is like I think a lot of people think about relationships the way we're talking about it right now, because how do you know?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you date someone because you love who they are, but you date someone because you love how you are when you are with them.
100%.
That's what lights you up. And I think a lot of that, okay, so to that question, first, I think you're right. There is no answer to the question.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it includes a lot of faith.
Sure.
Like for me,
Trust.
post breakup, I think it includes a ton of faith. You don't think so?
Well, I'm trying to understand what faith is.
Okay.
I didn't. If it doesn't get defined somehow, I don't actually know what we're talking about.
Good, good. So,
like patience and
yeah, yeah.
and waiting and
Trust.
experimenting and trusting.
Well, I guess maybe I'll say it in personally, post breakup,
Yeah.
first question I asked myself more than anything else was, and we talked about this, if this relationship didn't work,
Yeah.
who do I have to be in the relationship that I want to be in?
Mm.
That's a good question to ask yourself.
It was probably the most important question I asked.
But can you ask it again? Can you say it
It's
again?
a good question, Kev.
Yeah, if this relationship didn't work,
Yeah.
who do I have to be and show up as in my life to be in and attract the relationship that I want to be in?
I just have to say, like, there's something about that I can like hurts me a little bit
Mm,
because it's talking about like it doesn't go back to the relationship as not being a fit. There's some individual thing that you're talking about now that I
mm,
don't really understand as you're saying it.
yeah.
Because we were talking about the relationship and now you went to the individual.
I felt like based on how I'm showing up
Yeah.
in my life, you attract a certain, you attract energy, you attract types of people. People are interested in certain things based on how you're showing up. That question sort of led me to, well, my life is like this. I was doing this and this. I was doing real estate at the time. This is like what my life looked like.
Uh-huh.
A partner, someone I go on a date with is looking at my life and going, does that match up with my life?
Uh-huh.
And there was a lot of ways that I would show up like with friends or internally or at home that I was not showing up in the world as.
Oh.
And after the breakup in that year, I asked that question a lot. Who do I need to become to be in the relationship I want to be in?
To attract the type of person I
Yes.
want to be in a
Yeah,
relationship with.
yes.
Yes.
And that's when I started Saturday Soul.
Oh.
Because I was like, this is who I am, and I'm not actually creating any of this in the world. And so the person that I want to be with would never know that I'm the person for them.
Wow. I love this so
had no
idea.
much,
I had no
Kev.
idea.
You didn't know that? Come on.
I didn't know it was the
Yeah.
genesis of Saturday Soul was
A
part
big
of the
part of it, for
breakup.
sure.
It was part
Oh,
of your
yeah,
last
yeah, yeah.
relationship. It's a
Oh,
little
Because
bit.
I
Of
was like, what am I creating and doing in the world that actually shows anybody who I am?
yeah, but that I knew you wanted to do.
Yeah.
yeah,
But the genesis,
yeah,
it's
no,
the
go ahead,
genesis
sorry.
of the fact that like the end of your relationship, you were feeling a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
In your post of the breakup, you realized you had to do something to attract the type of person, your next partner. And if you play it out correctly, here you are.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
sort of throwing events and doing this. And it's not that it didn't involve a lot of nights of like ice cream and
Scrolling.
like staying up till 2 a.m. and
Yeah,
just
totally.
like,
Yeah.
am I an idiot? Am I stupid? Did
Yeah,
I make
yeah,
a
yeah.
mistake? What did I do? Should I
Yeah.
have stayed? All these questions.
Yeah.
But I also held on to this hope, this faith of like, and honestly,
Wow.
I pulled this up as I knew we were going to talk about this because
Yeah.
I had like mantras that I would read every morning for 2 years. Really, every morning.
Tell me.
I'll read a couple that really made sense.
Yeah.
Some of them that revolved around a relationship were like, the love of my life will be trustworthy, loving, and affectionate, have depth and emotional intelligence, be beautiful to me, and dance through life with her light, playful nature.
Mm.
Like I'd read that every morning because that's what I wanted.
Was it your girlfriend?
And it sounds like,
Your girlfriend?
yeah, it does.
literally sounds like your girlfriend.
It sounds like
In a great way.
in
It's amazing.
in the
Yeah,
dream
totally.
way. And
Totally.
it was interesting because there was actually another therapist who asked me soon after, the breakup. She said, "Why aren't you in a relationship?" Like, I was at a Tony Robbins event. She's like, "You're a great guy. Why aren't you in a relationship?" She said, have you made your non-negotiable list?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Let's do it. Spend an hour with me, just like
Mhm.
at an event, writing this down." Those are the 5 things, the things that I said. That's where that mantra came from.
Uh-huh.
And I read those for a year.
Yeah.
And then a year ago, this other coach said, "Have you ever made a list of everything you want in a partner?"
Mhm.
And I was like, "I have like my non-negotiable list." He's like, No.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything you're looking for.
Yeah.
In terms of religion and spirituality, in terms of this, how she shows it, and all this. And so I was like, no. And I made this list of like 4 pages of just like, to me, I was writing the list being like, this is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need all these things. These are unreasonable kind of things. And after all that sort of second guessing and back and forth, and I'm not sure, and holding on to that hope and faith, like I'm in a relationship right now where like she is all of those things that I wanted, that I was like hoping for.
Hmm.
And it blows my mind. It's kind of crazy and so beautiful at the same time.
So how do you make sense of that personally?
How do I make sense of it? I
Like-
don't. I
Like,
don't
what's
make
the
sense
story
of it.
you tell yourself about the fact that that's
I
true
just-
for you?
I just say thank you.
Mm. Okay.
I'm just kind of grateful because I think this or the story that I tell myself is that it took me going through
Mm.
that whole process
Mm.
of doubt,
Mm.
of uncertainty, of I'm not sure, of
Mm.
maybe there's hope,
Mhm.
of I feel like I'm meant for this,
Mhm.
or I feel like there's someone out there, even though I don't really have evidence of that.
Mhm.
And is it there? And oh shit, it's not. And going on another date, another
Mhm.
first date, another
Mhm.
first date, another
Mhm.
first date, another first date. No, it's not her. It's not her. It's like
Yeah.
over and over until I met my current girlfriend, who after our second date, I was like, I've never met someone like this before.
Can I tell you, for me, if I was gonna like look for the most important part of this story,
Yeah, please.
it's that you took the initiative to be more of who you want to be in the world, to attract the type of people you want to attract. You did something different. You didn't actually sit back and wait, make your list and see if somebody came to you,
Nice.
which I'm not saying is not an important thing, but you actually went out in the world, started to create
Big deal.
the type of person that you wanted to attract
Yeah.
by being the person you wanted to be. You did that work.
That's such a good point, right?
100% right.
Yeah, 100%.
That is
You decide, like everyone who sits there and says, "I'm just going to manifest it." Well, maybe you actually have to put action into the
Do
world
things.
and keep
Yes.
and put the energy out there, which is a really like that is something that people need to remember.
Yeah,
It's not just going to attract you. You have to go get it.
And it's not on your timeline.
no.
You just got to put yourself out into the world
You got to be the thing that you want to attract. That's what you said. And you weren't enough of who you wanted to attract. You weren't fully you
Mm,
out in the world. You became more you. And it turns out when you became more you, like honest, congruent, authentic you, turns out that's what you got.
mm.
What kind of advice would you give to somebody who's maybe, and you too, Kev, is kind of stuck or is out of a relationship or hasn't found the person? Like, what kind of advice, like therapy, would you give someone to go back out there and try something? But they're like, what do I try? How do I do it? What are some questions they can ask themselves? Or how would you get them unstuck?
So this comes up all the time, and this may not be the answer you're looking for, but people always come in and go, am I ready to date? I went through this thing
Yeah.
and there was this other trauma I had. And, do you think I'm ready to date?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know ahead of you knowing. Therapists don't know ahead of you knowing.
Hmm.
I'm not for therapy that gets ahead of you,
Yeah.
that tells you what is good for you or not good for you,
Okay.
ahead of you knowing what's good for you.
Yeah.
So this is what I always say. I don't know. Let's go out and date and then let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And then we'll get information and then we'll know
Yeah.
what you need after you do that.
Right.
So that's my answer to that. Go practice.
Yeah.
Go do the thing that scares you, and we'll find out a lot of things about whether you're ready or what gets in the way of not being ready. But I don't know ahead of you
Right.
knowing.
Yeah.
Ben, I'm sure you're gonna have a lot to say about this, Bev.
Ooh,
It's interesting what you're going to ask me because I had a great segue in a different conversation, but you can do it.
I love this.
I love that he knows what
so
I'm gonna ask.
generative.
Well, I think for a long time you were very picky
Yeah.
in dating.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
What was that?
you weren't even
What was that? All right,
I
Mom.
already have so much to say.
well, you weren't even like there wasn't even like a list of things. It was like whatever would come up, they were not the one, and then it would just go to.
Wait, until they were the one and I never met them.
Exactly. And you made up this like amalgamation of imaginary attributes that didn't actually exist that you were looking for.
I'm in love and we've never met.
What changed for you? Like, what helped you stop finally being unrealistically picky and selective?
What do you think?
Well, I just want to say we're using words like unrealistic.
That's true. I'm being
wickedly
overly.
selective.
I am not the judge.
No,
You're
I'm
right.
just saying those aren't, I'm not sure those are the right words of
Mm.
what he was doing.
Mm.
So the question to me is,
Let Bev
Nice.
reframe.
what were the barriers to actually getting out of that sort of
Oh.
stuck place?
I have an answer for that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Therapist.
Therapist?
She's good. That was
Oh, that was a
no.
good
The barriers. I mean,
Mm.
the first thing was like this pressure I was putting on myself to be a certain kind of guy that was good enough for a girl. If I had a job and I had money and I had muscles and I had clothes and I had the house and the apartment, then a girl would like me.
Mhm.
That was like the biggest one. And that
So I just want to say, so there was a safety net in I have to be all these things. So potentially I am somebody selects.
Right.
So I'm potentially not rejected.
right, which was like the love yourself until you, that trope of like you can't love anybody to love yourself kind of thing. I was like,
I
I
don't
gotta,
love you.
I gotta work on myself, or I gotta get a better job.
Yeah.
So like I was the first barrier.
The ideas you had around gender and masculinity and,
Yeah.
and manliness.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
And those didn't come from you. They came from out here. So they're not actually yours. You just internalize them. Let's be clear about that. You weren't born with them. They were given to you and you internalize them.
Right.
So
Right.
not your
I was
fault.
told I didn't have enough because of what society deemed as manly. And this is also like, if we think about like when I was single from, I'm 37 now, and I'll admit I was single pretty much 26 to 36.
Yeah.
And that's like a long time to be single. And I'm a normal, cool guy that people want to be friends with. So the question was, what the fuck's
Yes,
wrong with you?
are.
People are like,
Was he? Is he?
You're like, what the fuck's wrong with, like, Leon, what the fuck's wrong with you? I'm too picky. Like, you gotta wait. And I'm just like, but it was like, it started to get a little bit like long. And I think my therapist has been really good about this because he's like, it's not a problem that you were single for so long because you knew why. Like, I knew, looking back, it made sense why I was single.
Uh-huh.
It made sense, right? I haven't uncovered my past. I was dealing with stuff in the present.
Lots of trauma.
Lots of trauma. And so it made
You
sense.
wouldn't let yourself you start dating and then you
Right.
stop.
But in the
you would
time, exactly.
Vulnerable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too vulnerable, right? And in the
Yeah.
time, I didn't want to be that vulnerable. So I was a barrier. And then I think other things were like, you know, I don't think I had the right idea of what dating really was at the time.
Mm.
I thought, I don't think this anymore, but I thought that if you're unsure, if you like the girl and she's hot and fun, or if she's attractive and you're attracted to her, I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna change that.
Yeah, you will change that.
Because wait, what did you say? Wait, because
Like-
what did you say growing
like-
up? What did you say growing up? If I said, this is the story I tell, and I guess we'll just
Oof.
keep this, is that when I was walking in the mall at like 9 years old, I'd be like, oh, that girl's so hot, Mom. And she'd be like, no, women are not hot. They're not objects. She is pretty. I'm like 9 years old. Everyone in school
You were
said,
watching Baywatch. Baywatch was a problem. Like,
I did like Pamela Anderson at the
like, it
time.
was such a problem. Like the objectification of women.
But I didn't. But I wasn't objectifying the women because I just did it because everyone else did it.
Yeah, not.
But you were no.
I-
What's the quality of her character? I'm like, I don't know, Mom. It's Pamela Anderson. I don't know her that well.
You're funny.
So
We're not keeping it, but
I think that's
but-
good.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, go on.
The point I was gonna make was I thought even if you were attracted to a girl and she had good qualities, if you didn't feel great at the beginning and if you were unsure if you were gonna marry her, you had to end it. Because I felt too bad about leading somebody on. Because I thought you should know. I thought there should be this insane feeling. Society says you should feel that.
You
I'm
were
in
looking
love.
for this like fireworks,
No,
lightning
right away.
Yeah.
TV type love.
Yeah.
And so early on, if I was on like 4 dates with a girl and we were like vibing, having fun, I was like, I'm not too sure. And then I'd be like, okay, cool. You got to end it now because she's fallen in love and you can't.
Yeah.
But even then, like you don't even know if a girl is. I wouldn't even ask her and I would just end it.
Because you weren't sure. And if you weren't sure, you took too much responsibility for her feelings and what she might be feeling towards you. And that made you back up and go, that's too much pressure. That's too much responsibility.
Yeah.
So I'm out
Yeah.
because I'm not sure.
Exactly.
And what I love about this is, you know, both of you are in relationships now. We can say this.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
both in relationships now. And whatever choices the two of you are making about your relationships, they're new enough that nobody's sure, but you're taking all these steps based upon what it feels like right now and moving forward with what it feels like right now. And nobody has a crystal ball.
Yeah.
And who knows if it's going to work out.
Yeah.
But this is how we find out whether it's going to work out
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
taking big, bold, risky steps. And I think it's important to think about if it doesn't, there should be some responsibility for how people will be taken care of if it doesn't work out, but people are responsible for that individually.
Yeah.
But there's no like take the big, bold, risky move because what's the
Totally.
Yeah.
like if it doesn't work out, okay, but
Yeah.
what happened? Like heartbreak,
Yeah.
Right.
grief, sadness. Well, welcome to life.
Yeah. As long as you're communicating and being honest.
But I couldn't
Being
couldn't
open.
be honest with her.
You weren't communicating and
Yes,
being honest.
that's
No way,
such
because like
yeah.
I thought I wasn't young. I didn't know love grows over time. You get to know someone better. The more you show yourself, the more she shows herself. I
Right.
didn't know what was going on in her life, so I was like, why is she acting like that? I wasn't even curious.
Yeah, you were even assuming
All
that
of it.
she wanted something.
Totally,
I
based
remember
off
you
of
doing that. Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
between
Yeah.
28, 30, and I was like,
So you would end it before even communicating what you wanted, and maybe they.
hey, I feel like this is maybe moving a little too fast. Or, hey, I feel when you said that, it made me think about, is that what you meant? I didn't even do any of that.
Or I'm in a place in my life where like I want a date, but I'm not sure this is my life partner kind of
Totally.
stage, and she
Totally.
may have felt the same, and
Probably a
you
lot of them.
appreciated that.
Probably a lot of them did.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, I didn't even give us an opportunity to get to know this person, but even learn about myself. And like how many years did I let go by where it's fine, but like I didn't get to learn about myself through relationship,
Yeah.
Oof.
which is a bummer.
Oh, that hit me so much,
Mm.
Ben. That hit me so much because I think that's exactly right. It's why I say I don't know if you're ready to date. Go out and date, and we'll find out.
Yeah.
Because you lost this opportunity just to
Yeah.
figure out things about yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm
Mm.
sorry about that.
Yeah.
That's
Mm.
But I look back at that time and I say, you know what? Things fell into place they were meant to. I had to
Yeah.
experience New York and COVID and therapy and some trauma. I had to rehash things to get to where I was.
Maybe.
or to get to where I am. Maybe. Yes, you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what we have to go through to learn the lessons we have to. Like, I don't think about it in
Yeah, I
exactly
guess
that
like
way.
why it would be nice if I went through one less thing.
Yeah, or-
In hindsight,
Yeah,
doesn't
but-
But it
matter.
would have altered the trajectory.
Totally.
The entire.
Yes, that's true. But
That's how I choose to look
yes,
at it.
I get it.
I just get to we get to choose how we look at it, right?
100%. But I think mostly we're caught by fear
Yeah.
of like taking some risks
Yeah.
because we're not sure what the outcome's going to be, and it's super uncertain. And that uncertainty or lack of certainty scares us into not taking a step.
Yeah.
Like mostly that's what we're all.
Yeah, uncertainty scares us into inaction.
Yes.
Okay, so back to relationships. So, Mom, you gave a talk at Gavin's, our brother's, your son's speaker series
Yes.
for a lot of his students
About relationships.
about relationships. And you said in that talk, and I went back to back years, and you said the number one indicator of a successful or healthy relationship is conflict resolution.
Yes.
Mm.
Your ability to resolve conflict in healthy, respectful, slow ways where understanding is sought versus right or wrongness,
Mm-hmm.
which everybody does.
So, how does someone in a relationship get better at resolving conflict? What are the indicators that you're resolving conflict well in a relationship?
I'm not sure who said this, and it could be. Look, there's lots of brilliant therapists I've learned from: Lita Barrera, Allie Borden, Lynn Rosen, Larry Zucker. So I don't want to, like, none of this is mine. It's somebody else's, and I want to make sure I name, like, the brilliant therapists I've learned from. But it's not about right or wrong in conflict resolution. It's about understanding. So if we can understand each other, not that we agree, that there isn't consensus, but that we have enough respect for one another to understand somebody else's values or ideas that support them to show up in the way they show up. That we don't have to come to consensus. We can just say, I understand. I even disagree, but I can see that really matters to you. So I'm not gonna fight to get you to think the way I think or believe the way I believe. I'm gonna respect that we're different, and that can we negotiate how we're gonna get through this, even though we think about it differently, believe about it differently. But if we understand and respect one another, that's the key. And we don't see a lot of that in culture right now. We are so much in a cancel culture place right now. So that to me is an indicator of a relationship that can last and sustain itself through conflict.
Yeah, I've always had the fear of ending up in a marriage and a relationship where I'm unhappy, where I feel trapped. You know?
What's that related to?
Yeah, it's related to historical stuff.
Okay. I poked a little bit, but
I know.
I love you.
No, it is related to historical stuff. It's related to my family, and it's related to my family of origin, and
I
all
get
that,
it.
and all that kind of stuff.
Totally.
And I'm in this amazing relationship right now. And I think you asked me this before the episode. Why do I feel the way I do? Why am I moving so openly in the relationship?
I think I said, how do you know?
Yeah,
That's
right.
what I said. I said, how do you know that this is a relationship that you would take this step or that step?
Yeah, because I don't feel any of that. I feel like if this is the person that I spend the rest of my life with, I'm excited about that. I don't feel trapped or unhappy in any way, you know? But there's always been this thing that I had in the past of I don't want to end up in that relationship.
Yeah.
How do you know when someone's the right person?
Yeah. So I just want to say I don't know. But you're asking a really good question. And I guess, you know, a simple way to think about this, and I think about this in a recovery model way if I'm dealing with addiction or substance misuse issues, or I do a lot of eating disorder work and like some trauma recovery work. I think about yellow, orange, and red flags. I do think about this. Like, so are there any yellow flags? You know, or orange flags or red flag. Red flags are red flags, but there are generally yellow flags before there are orange flags, before there are red flags. Right. So I really like sort of going, you're sort of talking like there's not even a yellow flag. So I'm like, why wouldn't you move forward?
Yeah.
But it isn't about knowing ahead of the outcome. It's really about when a yellow flag comes up, are you talking about a yellow flag? If an orange flag comes up, are you talking about the orange flag? It's about dealing with it as it comes up and not being afraid to have hard conversations where someone's going to be disappointed or someone's going to be scared or it might be the end. And so I don't want to do it. So I don't know. You don't know. Just be willing to have the conversation if a yellow flag comes up or an orange flag comes up.
Yeah.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
It's a good analogy. It really is.
I think the fear was being stuck if I was unable to communicate or bring it up when the yellow flag came up before it became an orange flag, before it became a red flag, right?
So if I want to circle back to the first relationship we were talking about, you guys struggled in that way. Like I was in on those conversations and there wasn't good understanding, good communication about potentially what was a yellow flag to her or what was a yellow flag to you.
Yes.
And you guys were trying to talk about yellow flags and there wasn't good understanding about it. There was more like a little bit of blame, a little bit of something else that wasn't understanding and good communication about it.
Yeah, I don't think I did a good job of explaining what color flag it was for me.
Yeah.
Or how important something was for me.
Yeah.
We were talking about this the other day. I wasn't good at explaining how important it was, so I would share something and she would think, oh, okay, that's
right.
somewhat important to him.
Right.
When I would share it, it was so important for me.
Yes. I think she did the same thing, actually.
And I'm sure she did the same
I think she did exactly the same.
You would know. I mean,
yeah, I think she did the same
Bev and Ben know Ben introduced me to my ex.
Yeah, so I think she was this like, because you guys really cared about each other and you didn't want to hurt each other.
Exactly.
And you were sensitive to how the other person felt, which is beyond lovely.
Totally.
But it stopped you guys from actually doing the kind of communication that probably would have ended it sooner. I'm just saying.
I've thought that. I think like I do think everything happens exactly as it's meant to, and everything falls into place, as Ben likes to say.
Yeah.
But also, I agree with you. I think like because we weren't more clear.
Yeah, brave and risk-taking and vulnerable and open and communicative.
Yeah, we were able to just be in this relationship.
Yeah.
It was nice and sweet and happy,
lovely,
but without really getting to the meat of what was really on her mind or how important it was, and on my mind how.
Yes.
This has been so fun.
Yeah.
No, seriously, Mom. Mom, no, Mom. Like
it has been amazing.
I've been like,
I've
been sitting here right the whole time. I'm grateful that Kevin, you opened a lot in this episode. I really appreciate it. And Mom, like, this has been fun. But I took a second to sit back and I'm like, how cool is this? That like I am doing a podcast with my best friend. My mom is on the show as a guest. Like, I'm 10 years old, 12 years old, 20 years old, 25 years old, 30 years old. Like, this doesn't happen for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's a very unique experience. And I truly, truly think that this podcast, I'm just going to say this, would not have been possible without you. It doesn't exist without the way you raised me. It doesn't exist without the way you've helped Kevin in the past and the way you've loved our friendship. The podcast doesn't exist without that. Like therapy, you were a big influence for this podcast. And I think, because of who you are, you're able to give us the platform to help other people, right? To help other young men. We talked about this when, we didn't share that. We surprised. Yeah. Anyways, at the end of the day, like when we first told my mom that we were doing this podcast, we surprised her and it was really funny. Maybe we'll show the clip, maybe we won't. But the biggest thing my mom said was, I was like, Mom, what's your biggest hope for the podcast?
I might paraphrase, but I hope that there can be more men like the two of you in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is my hope because I love the two of you so much. And you guys are good men in the world. I want more good men in the world. And you guys are that for sure.
Thank you. So Mom, are you taking new clients?
Yes.
Where can people find you?
Go to benteller.com and respond on the form. I want to talk to your mom.
DM me. Yo, is your mom around? I need some help. All right.
I love you, Bev.
We love you so much.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Love you, Mom.
Love you both so
much.
I'm so proud of the two of you.
Love you, Benny.
Love you.
Love you, Bev.
Love you, Bev.
She said, was this good?
Was this good? It was so good.
Was it?
Guys, so after you listen to this, everyone, my mom is worried if it was good. So if you're listening to this, go leave a review and a comment and like it so I can show her how much you loved it so she can
Yes.
come back.
Do it for us. Do it for Beth.
I want her to come back on, and she won't come back on unless everyone tells her how amazing it is. So her cell phone number is, no, I'm just kidding.
Hey, thanks for listening. We appreciate you.
If you enjoyed this episode and us embarrassing ourselves and talking about our feelings, you are definitely going to like everything else.
Follow along on Instagram @FreeTherapy, and we'll see you next time.